now that we have our joystick cam here, I'm gonna link it up with the video, and as you see, we're going to fly really any plane. Let's try a Cessna first. 172 Skyhawk at St. Bartholomew, which is an airport in French Antilles. I think that's right. It's quite hard to land at because, well, there's a giant hill at runway 17, is it? I'll have to check, fact check myself. Tripod right in the middle of my mouse movement, so I can't really move it this way at all. It's very comfy. Left-handed users, it's not so much, but you can do it. It just has this hump right here that your finger has to go around while you're flying left-handed. But other than that, it feels fine. I go left-handed mainly to touch controls and stuff with my mouse. So this one right here will switch view. This turns off parking brake. We don't need to do that right now. Flaps down, flaps up. Let's turn all flaps besides one tick. This right here, this decreases trim, or yeah, decreases the trim and increases trim. And this is the gear button, but this is a Cessna, so we don't need that. Reverse thrust or cut throttle, I've yet to figure out what this button does. And this is brake. Trigger is smart camera, so it points at where you're landing or just at random places. And the bomb button right here on the side, right here, it resets the internal camera. Let me zoom out because I don't like it. So when you reset it, such in this, I don't like how it zoomed out. Let's just take a look at the airport where we're at. And there's that giant hill that you have to loop over, or just climb sharply. And we set and put the flaps in one more notch. Parking brake off, and let's request a touch and go. Okay, let's go. So you can see I can steer with the yaw control. And start, rotate. And look at that. Beautiful takeoff. Put a notch of flaps in. See that every movement of my hand is registered, as you can see with the yoke and game in the cockpit. Remaining in pattern, so let's do the crosswind leg. Heck, I'm doing pattern, aren't I? Oh boy. I guess I go around the island. 1,026 feet. However, on the ground, let me trim up a bit. on the ground it does seem to turn to the right or the left of it. Don't know why. Maybe it's just mine, or maybe it's just some weird thing I need to get tweaked. It's easily avoided by just pulling to the left, the right of it, because it pulls to the left originally, so you just turn to the right a bit. So, crosswind leg. See, I have to switch left-handed. Upwind leg. No, I was downwind. I was on downwind. I lied. I'm sorry, ATC. Just gonna use this hat to move our camera around. Looking down at controls. Up. Looks over here. Gotta appreciate how beautiful the graphics are. And I just like the look of this controller. It looks not flashy at all. It's just a nice controller that isn't special in any way. It's just like a good, like, not special in any way, but it doesn't look like an RGB computer sitting on it in a room that's otherwise perfectly normal. It's like some crazy piece of technology in a room with a record player in it. Just doesn't seem out of the ordinary like a Warthog HOTAS would, and just like a regular desk setup. If you're gonna spend your money on a Warthog HOTAS, then you're probably gonna have a whole entire airplane set up in your room. Okay. So flaps down a notch, throttle down. Cut throttle. No, don't cut. Yeah, cut throttle. Oh man, I totally overcompensated. Full flaps, because we're gonna come in hot. See how precise I can do this landing. This is probably gonna be terrible. That was terrible. I'm probably gonna overrun too. Oh no, hot water. Here, I can. That's it was an emergency situation. You can see how hard it is to land here. And I overcompensated and went way too high. I wasn't really prepared for that. Try and land at that last runway. And here. Interesting situation we got. Look at that. That was a good landing. You can also see, figured it out today, that you can pull up to this guy. Didn't know that the flight sim was this detailed. And then you can ask him for a pushback like this. And then he'll connect himself to your front tire. actually don't know what he's doing. Let's forget that. Parking brake on, and let me just turn on dev mode real quick so I can change aircrafts in the game. And it's pitch special. What did that airplane spawn in? You have to turn off dev mode because it messed up. I don't know what these are. I accidentally hit a button and I don't know what, so now it's just messed up. So now I have this plane, which is dangerously close to that plane. Which is the new livery for this plane too. So you know, I think in my last live stream I tried flying one of these. It was terrible because you can't control precise movements, so it was all over the place. Well, now you can. I also just realized I asked the ATC for a touch and go and proceeded to completely land. Let's do a static takeoff. There's my parking brake. It's where you get your engine fully revved up and then you release the brake. And then you take off real good like that. Oops. Now, look at that. And look at the crazy stuff this plane can do. Look at it go. Forgot what trick that's called. What I'm doing here. Oh no. So I've set up a flight plan here, that's way up north, almost in Canada. I think it is in Canada actually, maybe in Michigan. It's very close. So from this random island to South Fox Island. However, I'm not landing on the runway here. I might be taking off from this runway, but I'm actually just gonna, since I'm in the Icon A5, I can land in the water right next to the island and then pull up on the shore. And let's go. Finally took my armrest off my chair because I can sit it up higher now, because it's sort of uncomfortable being so down low, having to move this. I don't know if it's just me just getting used to the force of the joystick, but it seems like it's gotten looser in the past few days. Maybe from use, or this rubber is getting worn, which is a good thing because it was sort of stiff whenever I first got it. Let's, I'm probably just gonna cut this part out. Okay, it's dark. I need to set the time to something else. (8:11 p.m.) Seems good to me. Okay, flaps take off, parking brake off. Let's see. our trim needs to go down to Takeoff. Everything seems good. So, let's take off. Full power. Takeoff speed. Some wind because I went to the side when I took off. We're almost immediately on course. And that is a long bridge if I can see that correctly. Let's see if that is. Yeah, it's a pretty long bridge. I hope Flight Sim doesn't mess it up because it doesn't really like bridges this game. The automatic flaps up, gear up. Yeah, the automatic, just scenery AI, it sort of messes up bridges. Set my trim. Yeah, I don't know what was going on earlier with the pits, because the whole entire game just sort of broke. When I crashed, it would respawn me, and everything was broken about the plane. So now I'm going to time warp. I think there's a bridge under us. Oh yeah, there it is. It's a long bridge. Wish there was a time warp button on my joystick. That'd be handy. Yeah, when I time warp without a stick, the movements are very just disgusting. Really. I mean, since it's time warp, it's sped up the movements really bad. What's that down there? Hope I have enough fuel to go check down what's that. A little speck of green on my map. A little baby island. Oh, look at it. I'm landing on that. Just trying. Full flap so I can do a deep dive. Uh-oh. Pull up. I'll speed up this part too. Let's just circle around this big fluffy cloud right here. Or go through it. Hope I don't get any frosting. Because we're up north. No frosting seems to be occurring. Wee island. Okay, to play water rudder so I can steer. Sharp turn to go to the side of the island. Is that water? No, that's land. Slow down. by doing a sharp turn. And I'm not going to land yet. Let me get over this little patch. And put it softly into the water. Just like that. Wow, okay, I'm turning at quite a high speed too. Let me zoom in on this. Oh no, it's right there. Well, not quaint, just an itty bitty little island. Just caught my eye. Glad I could visit it. And that beautiful sunset. When we get to the airport, it should be right at sunset, so I can time warp and watch the sun go down like a time lapse. Let's get back on course. Takeoff flaps. What's the maneuvering speed? 76 knots. So right about now. Well, that was beautiful. Nice takeoff. Time warp. Get my map towards watching me. Will that show me if I'm veering off course? Yes, it will. Okay. I want to switch to 3D view. Sun is barely peeking over. But as you can see, there's the island. And since we already landed in the water, I don't see why we can't just land on the runway now. Okay, let me talk to ATC now. Runway 36. Let me see which one that is. Full soft landing. Okay. That shows 36, I think. Oh man, I should probably have not forgot that. Doesn't show which runway is which. Uh-oh. Game crashed. That's terrible. I mean, you got to see the flight stick here and how it works. Only complaint is not really anything except for when I'm playing War Thunder I do tight maneuver, so it likes to hop and make noises. Other than that, it's perfect the way it is. Very cheap for a flight stick, very heavy. I think this is metal. Not sure, but it feels heavy, feels well made, and it fits really good in their hand. Especially for right-handed people. But for left-handed people, not so much, but it still works. So, see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.